Hi everyone. Today I'll be showing you how to create and simulate a PLC program through an online website. Start, open any browser, search in or type plcfiddle.com, and here you will find a website that we use for simulation of any PLC program. From a very basic or very simple program to a complex or advanced program, you could do any simulation here. Using all these available components or functions or features that we may use here. So once you access the website, there's a default program here that is shown wherein there's a start button, which is normally open, a stop button, which is normally closed, a coil or an output motor, where another contact here, which is normally open, is linked. On the left side of this uh, website, you will see a list of all the variables that was assigned here for each coil or contact. You may actually trigger this on or off for the simulation. If you want to add any more variable, you may type in here and select the type of variable that you want to add and click add. So currently we have a tab here for contacts that you may add. So if you want to add any contact, you may just drag and drop it here on the rung. Same likewise for coil. There's also an operation here that you can add, compare, and there's also a timer and a counter feature here. For the other tab, you may save your file or the page with the program that you have created. You may add another rung, you may have a parallel connection, or you may delete some component of the program. So let's start checking this default program. So this program is actually a latching operation. So let us simulate so that we could illustrate the latching program that is created here. So as you can see, all the components here are turned off. So let's start this by turning the start button on. And you will see that it is activated with the green color, which means it turned on. The start button is on. The stop button is off, but it is normally closed. Therefore, the current will pass through this rung and it will turn on the motor. And since this motor is turned on, the motor, which is in parallel with the start button, this contact will also turn on. Now, if we release the button, the start button, and return it to off, since the start button and the motor are in parallel, even though we turned off the start button, the motor is still turned on and the circuit is still turned on, keeping the motor turned on. So if we turn on again the start button, as you can see, there's two parallel lines here that are turned on. So now how do we stop the motor here? It's just by pushing or turning on the stop button. So let us turn this on. Now the circuit is off because this normally closed contact will become open and it will stop the motor. So if we want to turn on the motor again, we must turn off the stop button and click the start button again. Now it's running again and it will continue to simulate. So now let us illustrate how to create programs using this website. If I want to add a contact, I just click, drag and drop to the specific rung and select a variable. Since we haven't created a variable for this contact, let us add that variable, SW1 for switch 1. Now we can assign that variable to this contact. Now let's add another coil here, drag and drop, and let's add a variable for that. We call this lamp. So this indicates that this will be connected to an external lamp. And we can actually simulate this independently, this rung. When I switch SW1 on, the lamp will turn on. Switch is off, the lamp will turn off. Now let's add another contact here, and let's assign it as SW2. Now we will have here a series of contact, and this represents a logic and condition, wherein the two switches must be turned on before the lamp turn on. So let's simulate. Switch 1 turn on, so lamp is off. If we switch SW2 on, that's the only time that the lamp will turn on. If we switch off SW on, see, the lamp will now return to off condition. So that's one way to give a condition for the programming. Now if we want to remove this switch 2, let's just drag and drop it to trash. Now I want to check also the other logical operation, which is OR. So I will have a parallel connection here. So just drag and drop here. Then move switch 1, SW1 inside that connection. Then let's add contact. Drag and drop here. And let's name it SW2. So now there are two connections here which are in parallel. And this represents the logic OR condition. So whichever switch is turned on, the lamp will always turn on, as long as there's at least one of the switches which is turned on. Let's simulate. Switch 1 is on, lamp is on. Switch 1 is off, switch 2 is off, lamp is off. Switch 2 is on, lamp is on. Both switches are on, lamp is on. So once we have explored all the other components that we can add to this PLC program, we could actually create variable program which will fit to any application that we want. So if we want to add another rung, you just click add rung, and now we can create another set of ladder program here. So now what if I want to save this program that I have created? So there's a save button here, you just click save, and you will now see there's a pop-up here that indicates there's a website that you can copy, or URL, or this one. So just copy them, and once you get off of the website, if you want to retrieve back that program, just copy and paste that link, and now you will be able to retrieve the program that you have created. So now we will be able to use this for the succeeding PLC application that we want to create with a different set of PLC program, which is very useful. Okay.